Dan, in the courtroom yesterday, did anything surprise you, A? And B, what are some of your main takeaways as you were leaving?
One thing that surprised me as I was sitting there was just, I've seen this sort of pitch before. This is the Trump organization is bringing the net worth pitch that it delivered to Forbes and I assume to other outlets for years now into the open court. And why are they doing it? Well, they're doing it for the same reason that they always did. They're being questioned about their net worth, and this is how they react. They say, we have beautiful stuff. Look at this. It's enormous. It's beautiful. Look at all the marble. Look at all the gold. And therefore, imply that it should be worth a lot of money. I expected their case to include more introductions of evidence, more hard numbers. And on the first day, at least, that's not how they spent their time. They spent their time giving a fancy PowerPoint presentation.
Looking ahead, is there anything right now on your radar that you want to put on ours?
Well, I think that the big question is what the size ultimately of the penalty will be for Donald Trump and his family. That's the big looming question, the big thing that the judge is going to have to decide. And when you look at Donald Trump's fortune, you have to realize that he could afford to pay a $250 million fine. However, if the damages start to stretch into, say, the $300 million range, then all of a sudden you're really getting close to the end of his liquidity, and then you can see real ramifications in the business. That's one thing. The other thing that I think that people should be taking a close look at is 40 Wall Street. This is the downtown property that Donald Trump owns. For a couple of reasons, there are some complications with this property that are going to really reduce the profitability of it about 10 years from now because the ground rent is going to skyrocket. Donald Trump, however, before that happens, has an enormous loan coming due of about $140 million on it right now. In order to pay back that loan, he either is going to have to lay out a lot of cash or refinance it with another lender. But another lender is going to look at that questionably because of this looming ground rent increase that's going to happen in 2033. And so I think that we might see some more news come out about 40 Wall Street. There was just a report that it moved into special servicing, which is sort of a first step in the process toward the long process toward bankruptcy. We'll see ultimately what happens with that asset, but I do think that as the judge makes his decision about what the ultimate penalties are going to be, and as the calendar ticks closer and closer to 2033, that's an asset to keep your eye on for where Donald Trump might face some trouble.